Let's say that you're interested in whether the number of relationships you've had in your life predicts how happy you are in your current relationship. How would you do that? How would you investigate that question? Whether the number of relationships you've had impacts how happy you are in your current one. Well, there's one way you could do it. You could go out and ask a bunch of people to tell you how many relationships they've had, let's say. So let's put number of relationships here. Number of relationships. And let's put how happy they are here. So let's say happiness. So you ask a couple of people to tell you how many relationships they've had and how happy they are. You ask one person and he's only ever had one relationship and he's miserable. And you ask this other person and she's had loads of relationships. She's been all over town and she's really, really happy. And then you get this other woman who's had, kind of few, but, she's happy. She's not that happy. Another woman who's had, quite a lot and she's pretty happy. And then someone who's in the middle on both counts. So there we go. What you're looking at is an apparent correlation between the number of relationships you've had and how happy you actually are. In this case, this is a positive relationship, a positive correlation, in that the more relationships you have had, the happier you seem to be in your current relationship. You could have also found a negative relationship. In that case, so we change all that up, it looks like this. Let's say you did the same test, but instead you found that, there was this one guy, he'd only ever had one relationship and he's really happy, he thinks it's great, and this person's had like 1 million relationships and they're miserable, they have no idea what they're doing. And again, it goes like that. The person who's in the middle tends to be in the middle on both. This is a negative relationship. Again, you can see the more relationships a person has had, the less happy they are. Correlations vary in two ways. So not only is there the direction of the correlation, so that's positive versus negative, there's also the strength of the relationship. If you look at this one, this is a very strong positive relationship. But if you move these data points like that, so you can see it's still positive. It's still a general trend that the more relationships you've had, the happier you are. But this trend is not perfect. Here's someone who's had very few, but is still quite happy. And here's someone who has had very many, but isn't that happy at all. So that's a weak positive relationship, a weak positive correlation. And this is a weak negative correlation. You can see that. So again, it's a negative correlation. Generally, the more relationships you've had, the less happy you are. But it's not perfect. This person has had very few, but is not that happy. And this person's had very many, but isn't that unhappy. It's a general relationship in this direction, but it's not that strong. So now you understand what a correlation is. It's just any apparent statistical relationship between two sets of data, whether this relationship is negative or positive.